when you're talking about any web application development, web applications are developed in server and it will be presented in the client place. I repeat, web applications are developed in the place. So what it is? So do remember, when you go for any real time, what happened? Web application will be developed using ASP.NET or PHP or JSP or sometimes Node.js, etc. These are the things which will be used for developing web applications. I repeat, in real time web applications are developed using these technologies. But who is going to be operating application? Client will operate application. Who will operate application? Client will operate application. And the application will be operated using a client software called as a browser. What it is? Browser is used to operate client application. This is what we have been covered in many things. So what I mean to say is, web applications are the applications developed at server using these kind of things. Okay, in our program, if you're a .NET professional, I'll tell you how to create a web application in PHP. If you're a Angular frontend, I'll tell you how to create a web application. So real-time web applications or something called as the web services, right, will be developed using this. But who will operate this application? Client will operate this application. Who is a client? The one who interact with the application will be calling as a client. And how a client is going to be operating the application? Using browser software. What are the available browsers? You know, Internet Explorer, Chrome, etc. Now, what a browser understand? Do remember, browser understand only HTML. So what it is? HTML. Browser will understand only HTML. Without HTML, we cannot do anything. So you can understand that HTML is used to design the web pages. What are this? HTML is used to design the web pages. Right. Now what happened? In real time, the web applications render back to client. So in web application, response render back to client in the form of HTML. This is. I believe you understand this statement, right? Okay. 1 second, guys. Just 1 minute. I'll come back. 1 minute. So in real time, the web application response will be rendered back as a HTML. So you can understand that the user interface related to web applications will be designed using HTML. So HTML is mandatory for every user interface. I believe you understand what is HTML, right? Right. Now, how to design HTML UI screens. So we're going to be learning the HTML UI. So before starting session, guys, any questions you have? Do you have any questions? Everyone. Right. Now let's understand what is HTML. Okay. So, 1 second. So what is HTML user interface? So we'll be learning, okay, UI designing using HTML. UI designing using HTML. In this, first of all, we'll be learning what exactly, okay, the form element, okay, what exactly the UI elements, what are the available different type of elements, select tags, association, a control to a label will be covered. Right, this is what exactly we are going to be covering. If time permits, we'll be also covering the CSS concept. Otherwise, we'll conclude here only. Now, how to design UI using HTML. So generally UI refers to user interfaces. Okay, in every web page UI will be designed using HTML tags. Okay, in order to design GUI element, we have a lot of tags available. GUI elements are UI elements, graphical user interface. Here some of the elements are given: form element, input element, select element. You have text area. Okay, like this we have different elements after. There are too many elements are available in the UI. Let me open my environment. I'll be opening my yesterday's example, which is called as a P1. That will be called as something like HTML page. Whatever you want to export, I'm going to be opening using HTML. And I said you right, HTML can be written in any editor. Even you can have something called as a normal, a basic text file is also acceptable. Right. Let's say I'm going to be starting doing from the starting here. Let's say guys, you can open a note Word, MS Word. You can take print screens if you want. I repeat guys, open MS Word. Okay, daily create one MS Word. Whatever the example I am taking, you can take the print screen. Anyhow, material, everything will be shared to you. Instant examples, if you want to have, you can use the print screen. Now, as I said you, if you want to have a HTML, type something called as a HTML and tab. So what happens, you will be getting the HTML user interface will be, HTML tag will be coming. In this, you will be having something called as a head section, body section. I'll go for the body section, right? Like tab, I'll have a body section. Now, how a user interface screen is going to be giving? Let me open something called as a ICICIbank.com. This is what will be called a web application I found. In this area is a user interface. Now, for example, if I go to something called as a login, right? This is a user interface. If I click here, this is a user interface. I can even call this area is also a user interface. Understand? This is a user interface. Now, how can I point out the beginning and ending? So for every user interface, we'll be having the beginning as well as ending. So the beginning and ending of a user interface will be maintained using a tag called as FORM. What is form tag? See, form tag is used to specify the beginning and ending of every user interface. I repeat guys, you will be having form tag which will show you the beginning and ending of every application. I believe you understand. All right, now in the form tag, actually you will be having the input elements. Let's say I am asking, so you can write your regular messages, enter name. I'm writing name. Now I want to have a text box. How to write a text box? In case if you want to have a text box or any control, there is something called as a input element. What it is? Input element. You can simply say INPUT tab. You'll be getting the input. Now what you are expecting? Since it is a name, I want to have a text control. So input type is equal to text. That indicates in my user interface, I will be getting a message called as a enter name, what was we type over here, and will be getting input type equal to text. Let's save this, go to the browser, open it. So we have something like this. So I will go to my example, batch 182, I believe. Okay, E-drive, batch 182. Now I'll be able to, okay, so 182 only, right? So what is p1.html? So this is, I got it. Now this is my user interface. Enter user. Let's say I want to have a password. I'll go to the coding again. I will go to the break. As I said, BR will be used for break. Enter password. So I'll be typing input type is equal to password. Save this. Now refresh it. You will get a password. This is a user can enter the text. Here a user can enter the password. This is how your what will be called screen design is going to be working. Guys, please confirm. Will you be able to follow? Everyone, please respond. Right, good. So I have something called as a user interface. Okay, like this one. And here we have something called as a radio buttons, check boxes, file upload controls. There are many things are there. Right. So I'll be writing enter name. I'll have something called as a enter bank account number. Something. So while entering account number, it is invisible. Next one, coming to the next one. Here I'll be asking to input type equal to checkbox. You'll be having a checkbox. What it is? Checkbox. Here I'll be writing terms and conditions. Save this. Now go and see. You will be able to see the terms and conditions checkbox. This is. Now I'll go to the next line. I want to have gender. Gender, I'll say input type equal to radio. I'll use input type equal to radio. So generally I'll have a radio like male as well as female. Alright, save this. You will be having this. So this is how you can have. Understand? Now what happens, while working with radios, a small issue was there. You need to be alert that radio buttons are used to have a group where you are allowed to select any one. In that case, what do you need to do? You want to tell these two radio buttons into one group. You need to say a common name to be provided. Example, name is equal to gender. Same thing, name is equal to gender. Save this. Now what happened? You will be allowed to select any one here. This is how your radio buttons are working. This is checkbox. This is password. This is username. Any questions? Now, if you want to have any file upload control, I can have, okay, here I'll be writing something called break. I'll be writing something called please upload your resume. So here I'll be writing input type is equal to file. So file upload control will come. Go to the screen and click on the user interface. You'll be able to see this. Please upload resume. Okay, so you can say upload resume. This is how you'll be writing. And here I'm writing enter comments. Any comments you have. How to get the comments? There is something called as a text area. This is what it is, text area, where you can specify the number of rows and columns. For your example, I'm not giving any properties. You can have this one. Alright, and here I want to have heading. What is the heading? H1 registration page. Okay, here I'll be writing fill details and submit it. Save this. Now generally I want to have a clear button. I'll say input type is equal to reset. What is reset? Reset in the sense, in case if you enter anything or if you choose something or if you select a file, okay, now what happens, this will be automatically clear. This is called as a reset. How simple it is? Guys, I believe you're understanding, right? Everyone. So this is the way how you are going to be designing the form, a user interface. Later, if you want to submit to somewhere, you can use input type is equal to submit. Right? Don't bother about the environment or something here. Just to see whether you use any IDE. Some people are happy with Visual Studio. Some people are happy with Eclipse. Some people want Sublime. Some people are using Atom. Whatever it may be. But most of the people are preferring Visual Studio. That's what I'm using, Visual Studio. In case if your company is demanding some other environment, you tell them clearly, I work with Visual Studio, and you tell that that is not a big deal. You can use other environment also. So all these are environments only, right? So this is my example. Guys, I have given you this one. You can take print screen. This works as we expected. You can take print screen. Click on the print screen button, open MS Word, and you can save it in your file. So guys, shall I continue? Right. So I repeat once again, what did we do? First of all, we have used input elements here. What are the input elements we used? Password, text box, password, checkbox, radio button, upload file control, okay, text area, reset button, and submit button. I think submit button is not coming in the sense we haven't refreshed or else we haven't saved it. This is what. All right, this is example number 1. Let it be. I don't want to disturb this. Let me save as. I'll go for this one. Let's call this file name is P2. What is P2? Program 2. In the program 2, what I wanted is I want to have the same thing within what will be called text table. See here how to use a table. You know how to work with the table, right? So let's have one example on table and we'll come back. So table. If you want to work with a table, so table contains what? Rows, columns. Table tag. So what happened? Table tag is coming. Now it is going to be giving you a table. So previously what happens, you know, the values or output is not organized properly. You have to use table. In the table, what are we having? Table row, right? In the row, what you will be having? Table data or table heading. Here I'll be writing ID. So if this is in P2, come here and open P2. Now what's going to be happening? You will get this ID. Do we have table? No. By default, you will not be getting table unless you provide a border. Border is equal to 1. Save this. Now you got it. This is how you will be getting. Understand? Now, however, I have ID, I can say name. Save this, go to the screen and refresh, you'll get it. So let's say it is employee name. I'll say job. Finally, I have salary. Right, go here and see, you'll get like this. Now I want to have H2 or H3, list of students. List of employees. Save this, you'll get it. How beautiful it is. Now coming to the next one. Everybody please create a MS Word file and make sure that instant examples you take copy. All right. Anyhow, material will be issued. Right. Second one, TD. I'll say something called say 1001. Next line, sorry, TD 1001. TD name, let's say Kiran. TD trainer, let's say TD salary, something 10,000. Now go and see here, you're supposed to have this. Understand is, if you want to have one more record, I'll have keep on writing records. Second, third. Let's say this is a second record. This is something called Mesh. Let him call him as a programmer. Let's say salary is 7,000. Right. Now I'll have, let him call as a developer or programmer. Let's say 1003. Let's say now I'll call something called as a Ramesh. Okay. HR. Let's say 7,000. Save this. Now here you get. So any questions, guys? Please confirm. Any questions? Any questions? Right. So please bring it. Okay. 1 second. So this is how you are going to be using table. 1 second. 1 second. So this is how you can say. I think you took the print screen. Now, how to work with list boxes and how to use the drop-down list. So let's go to this example. I will call this one as a P3, where I'm calling this one as a third example, P3. Right. So here I will give you this one something called as a select tag. What I'm going to be doing, select tag. So what do you mean by select tag? Where we can have select tag, where we can have what? Drop down list and list box. So we'll have this. This is my third one. Now, how can I use drop down list and how can I use list box? Very easy here. See guys, I have something called as a I want to select what will be called gender. Choose gender. So how I'll be writing or select gender? First of all, you need to say select. There's a tag is what? Select. In that you have options. What option you want to have? Example, the first option is something called male. Second one is female. Right. And third option is okay, unknown. You haven't provided. Save this. Go and see. You're supposed to have this. This is what exactly the drop-down list. Understand how simple we define the drop-down list? Nothing else. Now, if you want to have a list box, let's say, I'll give some break. List box. So here, choose languages you know. Select languages known. How to give the languages known? Select. I'll be writing, when you want to have a drop-down list, you need to say multiple. What it is? Multiple. Multiple in the sense you will be able to see multiple options. Example, I'm telling that I know something called English. Right. I'll have 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. English. Something called Hindi. Japanese. Something. Right. Now go and see here. You'll have this. This is what exactly possible to select multiple items. This is your drop-down list. Any questions? Guys, you can take this print screen. Everyone, you can take print screen. So understand guys how a UI is going to be designed. As I said you right, you can put these elements inside form tag. Now what is the advantage you know? In case if you have set what will be called reset button, input type is equal to reset. Now what's going to be happening you know? Even you, I mean if you click on the cancel reset button, it will automatically erase. It will automatically erase. Let's say save this. Here I have chosen something called as a female. I have selected English and Japanese. Let's click on the reset. Everything will lose. This is what exactly the reset. Please confirm guys, did you understand what did I said? Everyone, you can take the print screen. Instant examples you can take. Right. Thank you so much. Good. Then coming to the next. Coming here, a very important concept here called as associating control to a label. I'll be taking this P4. Associating here. Associating of label to a control. This is also very important here. I have a control and I have a label associated to that. Now I want to select the control using label. Example. Here I'm asking enter name. I'll be writing input type is equal to, enter name I'm telling, input type is equal to text box. Now here I'll be writing enter city, I'll have input type is equal to text. Right. Now my question here is, let me open the P4. So what is my question here is, if I click on the text box, I'm able to select, right? Now thing is, if I click here also it should select. By clicking on the text box or by clicking on the name, it should select. So what to do? This control to associate with this label. This is what is my question. So before starting example, guys, did you understand what is the association of label? Shall we start? Right, very good. Let's say a simple example. How to have a label? You need to put this one inside the label tag. Right, label. Right, label. Say this. Now here this is also, I'll put it in label. Now what happened? Previously these are a text. Now it's a clickable. See here, previously this is a text. Now it's a clickable. Previously it's not clickable. Now it's clickable. So from here to here this is clickable. Now it is clickable. Now my question is, if I click, this should be selected. If I click, this should be selected. How it is possible? Very simple. You need to give an ID. Let's say ID is equal to what? This is something called name. This ID equal to what? City. See, these are the uniquely identified. Now what I'll be doing is, I'll give label for, this label is for that control, that is name. So this label will be for name. This label for city, because IDs were given. So for tab will be associated to ID. Now what happens? What? See guys, I can click here. See, I click here, it's selected. See how beautiful it is. It is a very, very important concept in your real time. Any questions? Everyone, take the print screen. Right, you can take the print screen for instance examples. Now I want to have the same thing. Here, choose gender. Same thing. What did I say? Here break. I'll say input type is equal to radio. I said name equal to gender, because you need to set anyone. ID is equal to male. This is male. Now here I'll specify label male. This is for M. Same thing. So this is F. This is F. Now I'll have female. Select it. So now I can go and see, this is male, female. See how beautiful it is. I can click on the control, or I generally can click on control. Now I can click on the associated text also. So this is, see, not only the looking, performance also will be good. So I'll want to have break terms and conditions. Checkbox. Input type is equal to checkbox. So I'll say ID is equal to terms. Now I'll say label terms and conditions. So I'll say for is equal to terms. Right. So we'll have this. See how beautiful it is. I can click everywhere to select. See, I can click here. I can click here. I can click here. See how beautiful it is. See something. Oh, it is as accepting. Right. As I said you that you can also have reset. Input type is equal to reset. This should be provided generally in which one? Form element. Form. Action also I'll tell you just in a bit here. Action I'll tell you in a bit. Right. This is. So what's going to be happening? When you enter something, I'll select city, I'll enter something, I'll select male, I'll accept terms. Now click on reset. Everything will use. Please confirm guys. Am I clear? Alright. So you can take print screen. Good. Please take print screen. Now coming to the next one. In real time, these are the things to be recommended to put it in the table to make it good looking. So I'll take a table. Border is equal to 1. So TR. So TH heading. I'll put this on the heading. I'll put it in the heading. This is my heading. So this is heading. TD. This I'll put it in the data. Now what's going to be happening? You will be having these elements inside the table and see how it is looking. See how simple it is in the table. Same thing. I'll have another TR, TH. So I'll put this one in the TH. Right. This is TH. Now this is TD. TD in the sense table data. Right. This is done. Now same thing. I want to have TR, TH. So this is my TH. This is gender. I'll be choosing this one as a gender. Now this is TD. Check out. See how simple it is looking at. Okay. So choose gender is looking big. So let me select it. Done. So I'll have this one to be in heading, this is to be in one single cell. So I'll simply say tr td. At 2 columns, I want to have single column. Call span equal to 2. Call span in the sense column span. I'm telling to merge 2 columns as single. Yeah. So finally, this is reset button. I'll have reset button. tr td reset button. td submit button. See this example, how simple it is. Save this. I can do it. See, looking nice, right? So this is how your UI designing takes place in your. We don't have, see guys, if you go for ASP, JSP and all, you might have drag and drop. But we go for MVC.NET, AngularJS, we don't have any drag and drop. You need to write this. So any questions? Now this is, everything is associated also. You can see this. Reset, got it. Right? So Kiran, YZ, mail, accepted terms, submit. Any questions? I given everything, associated control also. Just take the print screen. Right. You can take the print screen. I have all saved the files. If you want, I'll send it to you. Now, associating controls to a label also, we have been covered. Now, how to navigate from one page to another page? Let's say I'll go to the file and I'll save this as navigation n1.html. This is the name of the file, is n1.html. Right. Now I'll say this is page number 1. I'm in the page number 1. Now I want to go to another page. How can I go to another page? Very simple. I will say form tag action is equal to, you need to tell which page you want to go. I want to go to name2.html. This is what to do. I repeat, in the action tag, you need to tell where do you want to go. Now how to go? Very simple. Input type equal to submit. That's it. So if you click on this button, you'll go there. That's it. So run this example. This is n1.html. I don't have n2, but what happened in here? It will try n1. I'm in n1. Click here, it will go to n2. Since n2 is not there, you'll be getting this message. How to move from one page to another page? Let's say I'll also have n2. So I'll have one more page, new file. So this is, I'll call this one as a n2. n2.html. I'll say this is h1. This is page number 2. So form tag. I'll say I want to go for n1.html. Here I'll say input type equal to button, submit. I can give the value also. Value equal to take me to page 1. Here I'll say take me to page 2. Right. So save this. See, now you are having 2 pages. Now this is your page 1. So I have page 1. Are you able to see the page 1? Click here, I'll go to the page 2. Click here, I'll come back to it. This is how moving from one page to another page. It was clearly given in my document also. Okay, guys, I'll send you the document tutorial, right? Please confirm, guys, any questions you have? Everyone? Right. So you understand the thing. So I believe user interface, you don't have any issues. Now coming to the next one. So we have something called as a HTML5 input controls have been introduced. What are those? HTML5 controls. So HTML5 input elements. What are these actually? See here we have some input new controls are introduced here. Example, input type equal to number. We have something called as a input type equal to number or something wrong. Input type is equal to number. We don't have earlier. We have this one now. Now what is going to be happening? You will be getting number over there. So this is, you can enter only the number. You cannot enter anything. So which will simplify your validation also. And accepting you are expecting some number. If you try to enter alphabet, it will not accept. This is number. Right. We have something called as a, I'll be writing enter ID. So I want to say enter date. So Input type is equal to date. You have a date also. Enter time. I can also say input type is equal to time. You have something called as a week. Enter week. Sorry. Week. So we have something called as a month. So choose instead of enter, right? I can say simply choose. You cannot enter. You have to choose. Right. So I can say color. Something called H. So see here. So these are the different things we have. As we given, I can enter only ID. If I try to type something, you will not enter other than integer. You can use up and down arrows. You can get the values. So you can give it. So choose date. I can select date. I can select time. I can select week. What week we belongs to, which week, month, color. So I can have color also. Right. I can also have range. Any questions? These are HTML5 input elements. These elements will not be available in previous HTML. So please confirm, guys. You're clear? Very good. Take the print screen. Right. So we'll wind up this concept here, and we'll be learning all these concepts once again in detail. It's not, Santosh, it's not like every browser here. Advanced browsers are supported. HTML5 enabled browsers are supported. You have to go for a browser with new versions. Maximum these things are supported in every browser. You might have a previous browser, older browsers will not support HTML5. There should be internal HTML5 enabled to be there, and also should be supported by HTML. Right, Santosh? I believe I cleared your doubt. Very good. Let's flip to the next concept here. This is also a very, very important concept here, called as CSS. This is also a very important concept called CSS. What is CSS? Right. See, guys, one more thing you need to remember. When you're talking about a UI technologies or MVC.NET kind of technologies, PHP kind of technologies, we don't have drag and drop. We have to use the styles using CSS. All right. So I repeat. See, sir, how menus are created. See, I don't generally use menus here. If you want, I'll create one example and I'll show it to you. Sindhu, I understand your question here. Generally, I don't use menus here. Why? Because we will continuously using MVC with routing concept. That's the reason I didn't work with menu. Anyhow, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll prepare one example and menu and I'll show it to you. Sindhu, okay? Right. Now let's understand what is CSS. You can see this. Guys, even you can take the print screen of this one also. CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheet. What do you mean by this? See, Cascade Style Sheet is one of the styling language. It's a styling language, not a programming language, not a markup language. This can be applied in HTML page or HTML tag. In case you have a HTML tag or HTML page, okay, that page you can embed a style. That is called as a CSS. Most of the applications, web designing and all, you asked about menu designing, right? That will be done by generally menu designers. Okay, I mean website designers. We are not designing; we are into development. But anyhow, we'll see. Now, our tag we can apply style, or I can program style using this CSS. CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheeting, which is used to apply styles to the HTML tags. Okay, like what a style refers to. It can be like colors, size, font, alignment, positioning, visibility, such kind of things. Many styles are there. We're going to be discussing some of them. Right? We'll be discussing some of the styles which are used for CSS. Now, CSS will play a very important role in web page designing. I repeat, guys, it is mainly used in where? Web page designing, nowhere related to web application development. It's related to what? Web page designing. Okay, not for web page development. We cannot develop anything with CSS, not for web page development. Okay, it's only for website design, web page designing. Now, using CSS, We can provide a consistent look to your application. My application, I have 100 pages. Let's say if you open your browser, let's say Gmail. If you go for a Gmail, you might have some other pages, like you have something called say inbox, you have something called say social, you have something. So all these are the different pages sent mail, but you can see consistent look, right? And these kind of look will be provided using CSS. CSS stands for Cascade Style Sheets, which is used to apply, okay, a consistent look to your application. Any questions? A consistent look to your application will be provided using CSS. Right, I believe you took the print screen. Now, how can we implement CSS? In case if you work with the JavaScript, VB script, CSS, we have an option that this will be implemented in 3 ways. CSS will be implemented 3 ways. Inline CSS, internal CSS, external CSS. JavaScript, implemented internal JavaScript, inline JavaScript, external JavaScript. Like this, we have VB script also. So some scripting things can be embedded into HTML in 3 ways: inline, internal, external. This is very important term here. Inline refers to in the same line of the HTML tag. If you want to apply some style, we should be available to the only that page. You will be using inline. What is internal? Which can be applied to all tags in the same page. External, which will be applied to settings available in the other page, which to all pages. Let's say I have settings in one page. Same settings I can borrow to other pages. This is what exactly called as a CSS. Please confirm, guys. Did you understand what is CSS? Everybody, right? Let's say one more point you have to understand here. There is a concept called as a JSON. So you people might work it. Okay, JSON. Let's understand what is this JSON. See here, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. What is JSON refers to? JavaScript Object Notation. What is this JSON actually? It is a lightweight data interchange format. What is JSON? A lightweight data interchange format. Let's say if your application is expecting some value. Now what I can do is, instead of creating a class, instead of creating an object, instead of creating memory allocation, we can directly supply JSON. Example how it is. Let's say my application is expecting color. I can simply say color red. This is what exactly JSON. That indicates, in case if you are expecting color, I'm supplying red. How simple it is? Let's say if you are expecting text alignment, I'll center. Now in case if it is expecting this one, I'm supplying this. This is called as a JSON. Now if you are supplying more than one, what I can do, I can give semicolon and I can say like this. JSON will be provided using curly braces. How beautiful it is. So no class concept, no object-oriented programming, no data types, no conversion. Very simple. What are you expecting? What I am supplying. What are you expecting here and what I am supplying. This is called as a JSON format. If you have a single item, you need to select this. How to give a color? I can see a color red. How to give a background color? When you have 2 words, you will be having a hyphen separation. Background color, something called green. Right. Text transform uppercase. Yes, in CSS we have to supply the values using JSON only. Understand? Let's flip to my Visual Studio. Now let's save this example. I'll go for the new one. Let's save the name of the example. Let me have create a new one. Let's create a file and save the name of the file called as Css Example 1.html. And do remember, CSS can be available only in HTML, right, or HTML tags. Now I have something like this. H1, I'll be writing CSS Example 1. I have what will be called section 1. Let's say this is my section 1. I'll be writing simple example, section 1. So here we have something called as a paragraph, divisions, etc. etc. What is P tag? P refers to paragraph. This is my first paragraph. I can have divisions. Div. This is my first division. First division tag. I have something called as a pre-tag. PRE. PRE refers to predefined. This is my first predefined tag. Predefined in the sense, let's say I have spaces. By mistake, if I have 5 spaces, it will take as it is. This is predefined. Understand? And you have something called a span tag. Span is a response text output. Text can be responded to client in the form of a span. Okay. I am the response. So these are the things. Let's go to my example and see. CSS example 1. This is. So if you are able to see this paragraph, this is paragraph, this is division. Paragraph generally will have text only. Division will have something called as input elements also. Predefined, like the spaces will come as it is. It will not bother anything. Whatever we give, it will come. Formatted response, you can give colors and all. This is what exactly the 4 sections we have. Understand is? Now what is a paragraph? Paragraph, this is my first paragraph. General, I'll say paragraph. Okay, paragraph refers to, okay, text. Okay, sentence or sentences of text. This is paragraph. This is paragraph. Right. I can have break and all. What is division? Division is the division tag. Division refers to block. Okay. Division refers to block. And division can have what? Text and input elements also. Input elements also. This is division tag. Alright. I have to give the break. So this is, I believe. Now what is predefined tag? Okay. In this tag, what happened? See, I have in this tag, okay, all formats and spaces maintained as we provided. Right, this is. So you can see. So this is. What are the spaces? So it depends upon your requirement, you're going to be using this. Let's take this print screen, guys, before starting. So please take this print screen. Took? Did it took the print screen? Right. Shall I continue? Shall we start? Right. So folks, please respond. If you don't respond, I don't know whether you are able to follow or not. So first of all, we'll start with what is inline CSS. See, inline CSS refers to which is going to be applying styles to the HTML tag only. Current tag, if you want to apply any style, you will be using inline CSS. Using style attribute, we have to provide. And the JSON format is used while applying inline. Example, I can say color red, color green. If you have two, you will be writing text alignment, etc. within the curly braces. If you have more than one, you will be putting in the curly braces. If you have single one, you will be using. This is inline. So inline will be applicable only in text. Okay, note. So in case here, it is preferred, right? Preferred to apply styles in every tag individually. This is inline. Now coming here, here is an example. I have body style equal to color green. That indicates in my body tag, entire text will be applied to green color. This is body tag. This statement is used to change the font color of green for entire elements. Let's go and see. I'll say, I'll have this. Let me erase this body tag. I'll put this here. I'll say style is equal to color green. So you can understand that all my font colors in the body tag will be applicable to green color. This is why, because we given body and body background color. I can say background color. So you can have intelligence also. Background color, something called red. Save this. Now you can say you'll be able to see this red because we given body. Let's remove this. If I use the same thing here in my paragraph, see, I'll have this. Now this will be applied to only that paragraph. This paragraph color will be green color, background will be red color. So this. Any questions? This is how you can have, okay, styles can be applied. Now remove it. Now I want to have heading. Heading, I'll be writing style is equal to text align center. So what's going to be happening? You'll be having that, not saved it, right? What happened? Text align center, CNTR, right? You can see this. This is how. Right. Now, this is how you can give it. Now here, I want to have style color blue. What it is? Color blue. Text alignment. Justify. I mean, we'll go for right. So what's going to be happening? Save this. Text alignment. Spelling correct na? Style. STYLE. See, I have blue color. Text alignment, right? Something wrong. Text alignment. Align. Sorry. Right. You can see right color. So you got it right. Any questions? This is CSS. Please confirm, guys. Right. So here color style equal to color red. Text align center. Right. Center. We'll have this. So structures and controls can be done HTML presented and done using CSS. Everything. The output of any web application which was developed using ASP, JSP, PHP, Node, Perl, etc. will be presented only using HTML. So the response will be rendered back to client. So the response what we are getting in the client, that process called as a rendering. Rendering is a process converting your web application output into HTML. Styles will be rendered as CSS. This is what. Guys, you can take this print screen, please. You can take this print screen. I believe you understand what is CSS. See here, for your understanding, I have given some. You can. I believe you took the print screen. Good. So anyhow, material will be given to you. Instant examples, you can take a print screen. I cannot send everything to you instantly. Now here, internal CSS. What is internal CSS? Internal CSS refers to what I can do is styles can be provided as a set in the page. Let's say how it is. I can use style tag in the head section. I can use. Let's say how it is possible. I'll see. I don't have what will be called these kind of styles were not applied. Let's say I don't have styles. Now I have. Now I'll say this is one division. Let's say I have same example I'm giving section number 2 and section number 3. Section number 2 I have and section number 3 also I have. Right, save this. Now what is the output? I have 3 sections. Section number 1, section number 2, section number 3. You can have different sections. So for your practice purpose I'm giving. This is you can call section 3. This is you can call section number 2. Now my question is, in this, I want to have a common style to be given. All paragraphs to be come to right side. I want to have all paragraphs to be available right side. What is option we have? You need to go for head section. Go to head section. What section? Head section. In the head section, go to style tag. That indicates you are applying some styles. What styles you want to do? What are all the paragraphs I have? This is the way you need to tell. Within the curly brace, you need to tell the JSON object. What it is? I want to have paragraph colors to green. So all paragraphs in my page, if I found any paragraph, that will be green color. You got it or not? No. something wrong, not saved. P, okay. What might be the issue? I'll tell you. We haven't given the head HTML tag. Right. Something wrong. Why? Anything wrong? Just see. P, color green. Okay. Style only, right? Head section style. Why? What is the issue? In the head section style tag, spelling. Where is the spelling mistake? P, color green. Right. Now it is fine. So all paragraphs will be in green color. See, guys, paragraph 1, paragraph 2. This is internal CSS. Internal in the sense which will be applied to everything. Now I want to have all H2, heading 2. Text align, center. See, all headings 2 become center. Any questions? This is called, say, internal. All divisions I want to get it right. Div tag. Text align, right. We having right color. This is. Any questions? This is how you can have. So please confirm, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Right. So this is how your inline and internal CSS. Now you might ask a question. These settings I can put it in some other page. Yes. Let me close it, remove it. I will have the styles in some other page. Which page? Let's create a new page. I will call the name of the page is, these are the settings. I'll call the name of the page is My Styles. So My Styles. Now I have styles in my page. Now these styles I can call to any HTML page. How? I can say link, or 1 second. Right. You need to say link tag. href is equal to your style name. Well, shit. So copy this. Copy this. I'll have this one. Now you're supposed to have the same thing, right? So styles are coming. Where are the styles? Styles are available somewhere. Open it. My styles. So this is. I given color paragraph. I given P color, right? So let's say background, something called cyan. Save this. Now here what happened? You're supposed to have. So how simple it is? Any questions? CSS, inline, internal, external. So guys, if you're okay, I'll take you one more small concept. Right. Now, very important concept here. There is a concept called as a div tag. Let's say I'm having something called as a, this is an information which I'm bought it. Okay. Wiki, I'll be writing something called as a, I want to know what is something called as a Angular. This is my question. See, Shravani, depends upon the requirement. You have 3 options. If you want to give the consistent look and feel to entire application, go for external. Only for the page, go for internal. Only for the tag, go for inline. So you have answer in your question only, Shravani. So based on your requirement, you have 3 options you can use. Now let's say this is an information about what is Angular. Some example is. Now for example, this is my page. Okay. I will create a new page. Let's call the name of the page is Css Example 2. Now let's say I have this one. What it is? About Angular. Now question is, if I save this and open it, what's going to be happening? See, this is. Now the information is coming like this. Do remember, guys, the information looking like this is not readable. People are also not happy to read this much. So what to do? We have to make them very clear. Now I can adjust them to my own thing. How? Very simple. I will put this one into division tag, which I'll have in a div tag. Div tag. In the div tag, I'll specify width and height. So style is equal to something called width 500 pixels. So something wrong. Column. CSS right column. So you'll be getting, but this is how simple it is. Now I want to make it some more smaller. So 400 pixels. Now I want to have right side element I want to have. So text align, justify. Justify in the sense I want to have text alignment to be very comfortable in both left and right. Justify. Save this. Save this. How simple it is? Right and left is very clear. Now I want to have up to here only. So height is equal to height 300 pixels or 250 pixels. Now overflow. Overflow. So what I can do? Scroll. So what it is? You'll be able to see this. See how beautiful it is. Understand guys? So very easily we are doing. How beautiful it is. So I want to have a space, some space. Padding. Padding refers to space. 5 pixels. So you'll have a padding was given here. See? I want to have a border. Border. 5 pixel solid green. So this is. Any questions guys? Any questions? Please confirm guys. Now these settings collection I can put it into separate place called as a class. Let's remove everything. I'll put this one as a class. So in the style tag I'll have class. So let's say dot, I can give dot settings, my div settings, my div. I'll have this. Now what happened? All are here in my div. Now if you want to have this, I'll simply say class is equal to what it is. I can say my div. So what happened? These settings will be automatically applied. See how beautiful it is. What is the advantage? The same settings I can give it for another one. Let's say I'm asking about Node.js. Sorry, wiki, something called MVC.net. I'll be writing MVC.net wiki. So click here. This is information about what is MVC.net. Something I have very less. Okay. So this is I'll take. This is MVC information. Let's copy this. I have div. So this, right, and I also have something called as a this one. Now this is my MVC. Understand what is MVC, right? I'll have something called as a h1 about MVC.net. So now what happened? Again come here. It's not looking nice. Now I want to have same settings. We already defined class, right? Bring it here. So what I'll do is I'll simply say here class is equal to what? Done. So what's going to be happening? Understand guys how simplified I did it? Any questions? Please confirm guys. Please confirm. Guys, now I want to have one more. Let's say about something called, sorry, Wikipedia Node.js. Understand? I want Node.js. So this is my Node.js. So I have the Node.js information also. This is Node.js. So I'll simply say division tag. I'll have, before that I'll have something called h1 Node.js. Right. So what's going to be happening? Same thing will happen here. See, now I want to put it into same. So what I can do is simply I can say class is equal to my div. So how beautiful it is? You have this. Now this is. Any questions? Guys, please confirm. Right. Now I want to put them side by side. What is the option we have? Go to the table. Bring this as a table. I want to have a table. Table. Border is equal to 1. We'll have 2 rows. Sorry, 2 rows. TR. One is TH. Another one is TH. Sorry, TH. Another one is TH. Three headings are there. Another row. 3 data I want to have. TD, TD, TD. So this is the first heading about div. Okay, so about first one is about what? First one is what? About I think HTML. H1 about HTML. This is first one. Second one is about something called Angular. Sorry, I think this is Angular. First one is about Angular. Second one is about MVC.NET. Third one is what? About MVC, about Node.js. So I'll have this. Now I want to have these divs into this next, right? So what I'll be doing is, I'll say like this. So this divs, whatever we have, we collapse it first of all. This is collapsed. What happened? Why it's doing this much? Right. I'll bring this div here. I'll remove it. This div, I'll put it into the first TD. See here? I got this here. Second one, this TD. This is second one. Remove this. Copy this. This I'll put it in the second one. Remove it. Go to the second TD. Save this. Third one. This is third div. Remove it. I'll go for the third div. So what's going to be happening? Save this. See the output? Yes. Now I'm able to embed 3 different pages which contains hundreds of lines within single. Any questions, guys? Please confirm. See, I am able to provide a message also readable. Understand? See, guys, who is going to be accepting your project? Performance. Everybody is doing performance today. You need to also concentrate on the output. I believe you understand this. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Right. So, guys, that is about our today's session. In tomorrow's session, we'll be learning a concept called as a introduction to JavaScript. This is the session agenda for tomorrow. Right? You will be having JavaScript concept in detail, and this will be of 3 classes. So from basics to JavaScript objects, and also you will be having something called as a JavaScript functions in detail. Then we'll be having OOPS using JavaScript with ECMAScript called as a TypeScript. Right? So that is about our today's session. I believe you enjoyed the session. Please practice the things today. Right? So thank you so much. We'll continue tomorrow. In case if you have any issues, I think Srini is going to be creating a WhatsApp group. Be available in the group and start raising questions and responding. Right? Thank you so much, guys. Bye for now. Right.